Someone will always look better than you. Someone will always, be better than you. Someone will always be wiser than you. Someone will always have more money than you. Someone will always have more skill than you. Someone will always be more faster. Someone will always be more stronger. But they'll never be you. The beauty of an individual is that they're an individual. The beauty of you is that you're you. And it's so important to respect yourself and love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then who will? Nobody. You gotta love yourself, bro. You gotta love you. You gotta accept you for who you are. And even though there will always be somebody who's better, you always have room to improve. Granted, you may never be able to catch up to those people, but you gotta accept that that's okay. Because you're you. It's so important to live within yourself and not others. Don't let those external things that you may not have dictate how you act in your day-to-day life. And notice how most things I said were more so external than internal. Strength, how they look, maybe a better car, maybe more money. It's all external things when we live inside ourselves. Granted, our external is important, but everything internally is equally as important as well. It's important to be yourself and be comfortable in your shoes. You wear them every day. You'll continue to wear them for as long as you live. So why wouldn't you want to appreciate yourself? And the beauty, like I said, it's so beautiful that we're all individuals. We're all different. Because if we were all the same, then what's unique? You're beautiful because you're unique. You're beautiful because you may not be as strong as that other person. You're beautiful because you're you. And it may be hard to have that self-acceptance, but you got to start somewhere. Because what you see in others that is so beautiful, other people see in you things that are so beautiful. And if someone doesn't tell you those things, you may not feel as if there's anything there, but there is. And it's up to you to figure out those things. It's not narcissistic or self-centered to love yourself. It's not self-centered or delusional to love things about yourself. There is a difference between being cocky and, just being kind of confident. So let's say cockiness, I'm going to be the best at anything I do. Confidence is, I will do everything to the best of my ability and perform to the best of my ability. And I will succeed, rather than the cocky part where I'm going to be better than everyone. Granted, there is a time and place for that. I'm not saying it's wrong to be like that, but you have to realize that thinking like that and bringing that thought into every situation may not be, positive. You may not have a positive outcome with that situation. Because if you were to say that, I'm going to be the best, and then if you're not the best, you set an expectation that you didn't reach, and then it'll be detrimental towards, your mental. You'll think you didn't live up to an expectation, and then it'll ripple throughout your life, negative thought. Now, you can argue that that's important because you need the failure to grow, which is true, I'm not saying cocky is a terrible thing, but you gotta understand you can't always be like that. Search more for self-belief, confidence within oneself to complete tasks or little things like that. And comparison really is the thief of joy. If you constantly compare yourselves to other people, then you'll never, it's like you're not even living your own life. You're always, oh, he's stronger than me. Always this, always that. And you can use that for fuel. I feel like I do that a lot. I see someone and I'm like, I'm trying to be like them. Let me work harder. And that's good. That's a good type of, comparison. But if you compare yourself to someone else and you belittle yourself afterwards and you don't work towards what they have, then it's negative. You can aspire to be somebody, just don't. You can aspire to be like somebody, just don't want to be them. You got to live your own life. It's so important to be yourself. It's your life. Don't try to experience someone else's life when you have yours. You got to love yourself. And loving yourself starts with self-acceptance. You won't be able to truly love things about yourself if you don't accept who you are. Even though even though I have acne or something, I still love myself. I don't let these little dots kind of like diminish the love for myself because I'm still me. I still have that internal beauty inside of me, and I just have these little blemishes that they're just blemishes. They're not gonna govern and dictate my inner self so much to the point where I don't love myself because of that. Granted, I do wish I had clear skin, and that's something I'm working towards, but I'm not just gonna throw away everything that I've worked for, stomp on the flowers I've grown in my garden just because, it's a rainy day, when this rain allows your flowers to grow. Sometimes things need to look like a big, crumpled up mess, bunch of squiggly lines, before they can look, steady, before they can be a clear sheet of paper rather than that crumpled up ball. You need the bad things to learn from them and grow. And you need to be comfortable within your shoes. You need to be comfortable with yourself. You need to find yourself. And it's such a, kind of hard thing to think about, because how do you do it? The first step is just to notice. Notice what things make you sad, make you happy. Notice those emotions. And don't run from things, because if you run from them, you give them more attention. But acknowledge them and see how you can more so grow from them. And like I said previously, if you always feel sad, notice the things around you and see what makes you sad. And most of the time, you're sad because of your perspective upon those things. If you constantly surround yourself with, let's say, sad music, you are always going to feel that little sort of sadness. And it's applicable to everything we go through in our day-to-day lives. Let's say that person isn't texting us back, or they're not giving us the responses we're used to. We're going to feel negative about it, when, although that may be a sucky thing, we could kind of just, accept the situation and move on from it. Because why would you want to waste your energy on a situation that will make you feel negative? Instead, you could just accept the situation and move on. In your whole life, you know, everything doesn't have to be up. You know, growth isn't linear, and your life isn't going to be linear. There's going to be bumps along the road. It's okay to, aspire to be like somebody. Just don't try to be them. Be yourself. Love yourself. My phone ran out of storage, and you may argue that, like, why do I want to be myself if there's always going to be somebody better than me? Well, you being you is enough. Be you. You are one of a kind. So when you experience life, bring yourself to situations. Go show the world you. Go be you. Love you. I hope you guys have a blessed night. Thank you for the support. Have a great week. Continue to do great things. Deuces, y'all.